I kind of had a bad feeling this episode that we saw Eugene again and he was in the army. It kind of hit immediately. It's funny because anytime they give the side character dialogue for, reasons why they're in the war and what they're fighting for and who they're trying to, protect, they always end up dying. And with Eugene, dude, it was immediate. It was literally just a flick of the wrist. Quite literally. And it was so painful to watch because you seen Shin becoming a little more human when he saw Fido. And when his new general, who is fine as hell, by the way, who introduced him and the rest of the squad to a memorial site, which I thought was pretty underhanded, but I think they're taking their best interests at heart. So I don't necessarily think it's gonna come back to bite them. But I think some of the music sequences in this episode were OD. They exuded so much feeling. Oh man. And funny enough about Frederica, I feel like she knew Eugene was about to die. Don't ask why. I just feel like, she took that picture to commemorate the moment. Oh, dude, that picture is gonna hurt when it gets, developed. And she gives the picture to Shin because you've seen it in his face that he did not want to do that. After all the countless times that he's taken people out of their misery, it took for that to be the straw that broke the camel's back. But before we get too deep into the convo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy xDomoSenpaix, and we're here to talk about episode 14 of 86. Now, if you're new to the channel and have yet to subscribe, make sure you go down below, hit the link in the description or the red subscribe button. Either one to help me towards that cause of reaching my goal, which is to become a full-time content creator. And as you guys see, we got our community tab. I'm gonna start doing daily posts in there, and by daily I mean multiple, just to keep you guys updated on what's going on. I think them giving it to me this early was kind of weird, but we'll take what we can get. I appreciate the generosity, YouTube, but come on, man, put me back more into the algorithm. But my last channel used to get put into the algorithm all the time, but now it's just significantly less. So I don't know what's going on there, but come on, YouTube, help a brother out. But without any further ado, let's jump into this episode because, man, another heavy one. And the one thing I'm starting to realize about Frederica and what she really brings to the table, or just brings to this part of 86, is she is the relief. She's a mascot. And she's even said it because a lot of this anime is so intense. It's a lot of tense moments. It's a lot of grief. It's a lot of sorrow. It's just sadness all over the place. And Frederica brings that new side of hope and happiness to the table. And it means a lot to everybody else. I think that's going to be the thing that lifts everybody's spirits majority of the time is her until they run into Lena again. I think that Frederica really is going to be catalyst to make Shin a little more human than he has been. And everybody knew about the Reaper. Even just aside from being the Reaper, they didn't want to be around him because he was so fixated on battle, but they really don't know what he's been through. They've heard, but they don't know. And I think Eugene, being somebody who really fucked with Shin before he even knew who Shin really was, understands that, we don't know what people go through on a day-to-day basis or what they've been through in their life, but you gotta give people a chance to be friends. And that's exactly what Eugene did, and Eugene stuck with him even through the academy thing. We even got to meet their lieutenant, right? Colonel Wenzel. And man, I was a fan of her early on, right? I was a fan of her when we seen her in the first episode of part 2. I was like, God damn, I just like her. It's a lot of fishiness going on in this sea of 86, and I really want to get down to it because there has to be a main legion that they can kill just so they can end this whole cycle because they seem so endless. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that should be that way, but who knows, right? That's probably how they operate, and we'll just have to see when the time comes. But yeah, this episode went from newfound happiness to grief. It was literally the next frame, frame by frame, happy, sad, and you just didn't know how you were gonna take the moment in. And it's crazy how much Shin was in his element, being on the battlefield and all of that. It was just, he felt like he was back home. But man, losing Eugene to that, knowing how much his sister meant to him and how much he meant to her, that's gonna have a hell of an adverse effect on Shin later on. And Shin even told him, bro, if you have a sister to protect and all these things you want to do to her, take her to an amusement park conquer a zoo, then you never should have joined the army. Like, this war is not going in our favor, and you could potentially never see your sister again and leave her with her aunt by herself. People don't know war until they're in it, and that spoke in spades this episode. And Frederica even tried to make sure Shin was okay. She knew something was wrong. She could either see it or she felt it. It's like a disturbance in the Force on some Star Wars shit. But we'll have to figure out just what that entails next episode. If there were any minute details that I missed out on that you wished I would have covered, let me know in the comment section below. It's always good to talk down there and let me know some of the things that I either missed or did not bring up. Because 9 times out of 10, I usually, I don't write any of this down. It's just off of memory alone. I watch the episode and then I record the episode so I don't have any subtitles in it, and then I record my audio. And then we put the video together. So in that time span, I probably forgot something that was super important, but I didn't forget a lot of the stuff that caught my eye. So if there's any key details they missed out on from the light novel or the manga or whatever they have, let me know in that comment section, man. I'm always down to learn new stuff about an anime that I really like. But leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new. And as always, it's your boy, xDomoSenpaix, and I will see you guys in the next video.